That is awful, just awful. Well, yikes. That's not gonna work. Better, but uh, what's going on back there? That looks a lot better. I'm pretty happy with that. Yeah, that looks much better than before. Hello everyone, my name is Teacher Lena and welcome to my channel. Today we are going to be talking about lighting and how to make your lighting great, because if you are online you should have great lighting. It is very important. So please stay tuned and let's talk about it. Some days lighting is such a problem. I get so frustrated with my lighting because sometimes I can have a wonderful morning teaching, I can look great in my light, and then the next day I get down for teaching, I come downstairs and it's like, what happened? I have like a big white spot, light spot here. It's like something strange going on, or I have a lot of shadows going on, or it's just hard to get my lighting to look the way I want it to look. And that could, there's a lot of things that do affect your lighting. It could be the light in the room, you know, the time of day. If it's really dark in your room, then you really need a whole lot of light to brighten up every part of the room, because it does help to balance out your light. If it's not, if it's just concentrated, then you're going to have a lot of issues and you're just not going to look very real and you might have a lot of shadows. So the more light the better, you know. Or if it's in the middle of the day, sometimes it's too much light, you know, and then I just completely get this strange, you know, color to me that's just not really good. So it, like, it really, there's a lot of things that affect it, and my lighting has really changed over time. It has evolved to what it is today, which is a lot better. It's not 100%, but it is a lot better. I have a diffusing light. Well, at first, actually, let me go through the steps. When I first started, I used this light because this was what was recommended to me by another teacher, and it worked fine for a couple months. I got hired with it. I got hired before it, which is pretty scary because before it, my lighting was awful. Awful. But I got hired. And then I upgraded to this because I realized I just looked really dim and I needed some, you know, I needed more. So I got this on Amazon. And then after that, I upgraded to a diffuser light, one of the professional photographer type lights. Well, I got one of those, and that is, you know, that was my first upgrade, and that did help. It wasn't 100%. I didn't know exactly the best way to use it for me, so I still needed to improve. So still looking at other people and hearing what other people were doing, I discovered the multi-head light that you can get at Walmart or Target. Mine's from Target. There's, like, I think 2 more heads on the one from Target than there is at Walmart. So I got that with daylight bulbs. That's very important. Daylight bulbs really do add more clarity to your picture. And so I did that, and I had the heads pointing at me, but still it, for some reason, I still sometimes did not have a very good balanced lighting. So, you know, I worked with it. You know, some days were better than others, but, you know, it was what I had. And so talking to my son, who's very techie, you know, he would try to suggest things to me, and he would say, you know, Mom, you need to put your light here, and you need to get a light that is, you know, this specification, all this. So he bought this for me for Christmas. It's the Neewer brand, and a lot of people on YouTube are using this. This is one of the newer products that are on the market for lighting. So he got that for me, and I was really surprised once I started using it and doing his suggestions, which at first I was like, is this really going to work? I was a doubter. I was. But it did. It really helped to balance out my light. It made a big difference. So that was, you know, an improvement. So now I have all 3 of my lights because, like I said, you cannot have enough light or too much light. I mean, lighting is great. It is great. So now I have all three of the lights. I will leave the descriptions and the links down below. If you're interested in finding these things online, you can find them. And you know, I want to show you, actually what I did show you at the beginning of my video, sometimes if you have your light just on one angle, you will get shadows, and you don't want shadows. Try not to have shadows wherever you are, because you know, obviously it doesn't look as appealing if you have shadows behind you. So you want to have lighting balanced, coming from both sides, maybe up above if you can, and some people I see have it coming from down below, but that will prevent any shadows. And then now I don't have so many shadows anymore. What I deal with now, because I'm using Qkids with my ManyCam, and now what I deal with is the fuzziness. Like when I first started doing Qkids, I was like, this is never going to work for me. There's just way too much fuzziness going on. My hair was always giving this like really strange look, which I'm really impressed. Today, I don't have that strange, unreal hair look. And for people with curly hair especially, it would be a problem. But today it doesn't have any green lighting in there. And it looks really good for you guys today. This is probably the best I've ever seen it. But yeah, the hair can be a problem, and the fuzziness, and then sometimes you just get little like light specks around. But you know, with good lighting, you won't have any of that. So you can work through those things. It does take a little practice. I have been working on this, and I keep getting, you know, improving and getting better. So yeah, just to encourage you, when you first start out, you might have to practice and change your lighting and, you know, work at it before it gets to be pretty good. But yeah, chroma key can be very tricky, but it can work, and it's very fun to change up your background. And one more thing I wanted to add is when you're online teaching and parents are choosing you as a teacher, that's just one thing that you really don't want to affect your wonderful skills and talents as a teacher. You don't want to teach with a dim light or shadows or anything that's going to make you look less bright than what you are. So, you know, having really good lighting, a clear camera is very, you know, beneficial in this business and in anything that you do online. Because when people see you, you know, when you're looking at someone else, you like to see crisp, nice, clean picture. So, you know, if you can avoid having anything that looks kind of fuzzy or just not clear, obviously, I think we all know it's better. I use a Logitech camera, and my camera just has to be worked with. There are um, cameras that cost a little bit more money than mine that kind of do the balancing out all on their own, but that's not what I'm working with right now. I'm working with what I have, and so I have to work with my lighting, so it's something to keep in mind on what you should do. That is my experience and story with my lighting, and I hope it was helpful. I hope you learned something. I like to share my experience because I love to teach online, and I love to share this experience with other people. So, you know, please subscribe to my channel. I do like to put out more videos pretty much weekly, and I'd love for you to join me and let me know what you think about your lighting and things that you've learned, and maybe even some products that you use. Let me know in the comments down below, and thanks so much for watching today. All right, I'll see you in the next video. Bye.